Okay, so I have a lead on somebody that's a referral because, as you know, if you do a decent job, you're not a total shithead, you can get some referrals pretty easily. So I've got a guy that basically I had one of my clients talk to them and say, hey, this was like the most amazing thing. I didn't like know the other person. They just kind of did it. They just volunteered to do it. But anyway, there's a lot of low-hanging fruit for you in referrals, by the way. I guarantee that, especially if you deliver some amazing stuff. So anyway, I don't know much about them, but I'm preparing a Dream 100 box for them. And I want to let you in a little bit more on the actual pieces of it so that you can see how and why I do what I do. And then hopefully, no, you don't have to get as extravagant as me. The reason I'm this extravagant, it's way over the top for most. Like, honestly, this is way more than you need to do. It's just because I teach this, right? This is my thing, my craft, right? So it's like, I don't know, it's just like a person that teaches fashion or coaches fashion, like, they better have crazy good fashion, right? Like, way over the top good, right? So that's kind of I hope that makes sense. So anyway, if you guys want to see it, I'll show you the actual package that I'm putting together for a lead right now. And again, it's a numbers game for me. So I'm doing one-to-one, right? So like, I'm trying to close this person on helping them and blowing up their business, right? With the same stuff that you're going through. So basically, remember it's a numbers game. So if I send 10 packages, I'm willing to bet I'll close at least three people, at least out of the 10. And they're going to be worth at least 10 grand a piece, more like 20. So let's call it 15. So that's 45 grand that I made off of sending 10 of these. Pretty good money, okay? Now I have to fulfill on that, which is a lot of work, but it's worth it. So anyway, because I get to help them. So I'm just going to go through like sort of what I'm sending, right? So this particular person, I did a little bit of stalking on them, and it looks like they have I checked out a lot of their stuff, and it looks like they have a 4-month-old baby that's all over their Facebook. Some people are private about it, they're not, so I feel like it's okay-ish to send them some stuff that's cool. So I'll just show you the pieces. So obviously I have my biography. That's a very good sales tool. Here are some just testimonials that I had printed off, which are really cool, and they add a lot of just like credibility to this. So I would highly recommend. Now this is, I printed these just because I wanted to get this done. I already ordered some from an actual printing company. They're on the way, but I don't have them yet, and I didn't want that to hold this up. So I just printed them on my printer on, like you can see, kind of relatively glossy type of paper. But yeah, so I just printed a bunch of testimonials, and I'm scattering them throughout. So that's not all of them, but I'm scattering them throughout. And mine are actually front and back, the ones I ordered from the printer. But my printer doesn't work very well front and back with the glossier stuff. So I just did them just front. It's just fine. Just done is better than perfect, right? So I've got those in here. Then I have the book. So this obviously is going to help sell the person that I'm sending this to on working with me. So the more they consume of your stuff, the more likely they are to give you money. Honestly, that's kind of the way it works. Yeah, so with that, now you don't necessarily have to have a book in your Dream 100 box, but this represents the thing, right? The thing. So whatever your product or service, whatever, you can bundle up into something tangible that they can have. Cool. For me, it works really well, and I actually personalize it. So I said, you guys probably seen this before, but possibly. But I always personalize them. I try to make it different for most people. But here, I just there's a little quote from Steve Prefontaine. To give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift. And then I say, excited for what's about to happen to your business and life. Right? And then I sign it. So basically what I'm saying is I'm pre-framing working with him in that sentence. Right? That's exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so this is the point, as I want him to read that. Because if he reads that, he's going to be sold on me. And then we got some more testimonials here. I like to scatter them in there. And then I got a handwritten letter. It's not really personal, so I think I can share it with you, what I said. But basically I said, I've heard great things. You've got quite a story. I can relate to most of it, or much of it. I threw in a little something that I'm doing on the side for your little one. It's a sleep suit. Should help her sleep a bit more and give you a little more in the process. Plow through the Dream Hunter book and let's chat. You're going to love this. Okay, and then I sign. So basically, I'm doing what I preach here. I'm drinking my Kool-Aid. So a little icebreaker at the top. The reason I said talked about his story is because somebody, my mutual client here, person, told me about them, and he told this person about me. So there's a little bit of something, even though him and I don't have a back and forth yet. So there's a little bit of like a little history there, so it's okay. So that's my icebreaker. In the middle, this is my basically like my little personalized part of the shock and awe box or the letter. So this explains why I sent the object I did. And I'm actually going to send literally like a toddler sleep suit thing that I'm really excited about, and that is a new side project for me. It worked out just perfect. And then at the end, call to action, right? Plow through the Dream Hunter book and let's chat, right? And then notice how I say you're going to love this. Yeah, very important to do stuff. Here's some more testimonials. You can never have enough, or too many, I should say. You can never have, well, both. Too many or enough. Here's my newspaper article from when they featured my story with my little brother, Big Brothers Big Sisters, right? So I have that obviously printed on newspaper paper, as you guys probably know by now. Guess what? More testimonials. What? You notice too, like, okay, so the cool thing about this is like, so these people, they actually left me video testimonials, and this is like pretty much word for word what they said in the video transcribed onto this, and then in the paper form printed out. So that's a really good use of repurposing testimonials. So like, and then in the handwritten type of font really just makes it better. And then here you'll see there's a ton of Facebook screenshots I took of people just giving me praise and saying they love what I'm doing. And like here, for example, this is a person reading the book that I just sent him. I'm sending this person, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's another way to just get more, because if I had all like, if it was all formatted like this, like it would get kind of redundant after a while, and it would just be like, but when you can like switch it up like that with images and everything, it's just really awesome. And then of course my Forbes article in my fancy display menu holder, word for word article on the back, yeah, so that's what he's gonna get. And I hope that gives a better kind of explanation of how I do everything and why everything fits the way it does, and the purpose of it. So again, remember what we do. We don't sell. We sell the thing that sells the thing. So, excuse me, we don't sell the thing. We sell the thing that sells the thing. So what I'm selling right now is him to read my book, okay? So what I want to sell is my service at the end, working with him one-on-one, because he's going to be a great client. I know he is, and I can blow up his business, and it's going to be amazing. But I can't just be like, hey, you should work with me. Let's jump on a phone call, and then go through the back and forth, and like with 10 different people. Imagine going through the back and forth with 10 different people, and 7 of them tell you no. Like, I'm like dying, like, oh my God, I'm a failure, that sucked, yada yada. Whereas if you just send this out, right, they're gonna come back to you most likely, right? Especially if they read it, if he reads it, he's in, he's sold, right? You guys read it, right? You get it. So whatever it is your thing is, whether it's a product or a service, if they can use it and consume the product, or if they can get a taste of your service somehow, that's all they need to be sold. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're selling the thing that sells the thing, right? All right, cool.